Hey guys, welcome back to Homestead Prepping and Survival. Today I'm going to show you a few things that I'm working on, and I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Y'all just make one little step every day, one little bit closer to being where you want to be for being prepared when crap hits the fan. So guys, before I get in too deep, please hit that subscribe button, like the video if you find value in the things that I share. If you enjoy watching the channel, I do appreciate that. It seems like we're stagnant right here around the 100 mark, and I'd really like to get well past that so that things open up as options for channels when they start getting larger, from little 10 or 20 30 channel subscribe channels. So anyway, when you hit 100, it opens up some other options for you. It's not much, but every little bit of step, every little bit helps get closer to where I want the channel to be. The more people we help, the better we will be when crap hits the fan. So I apologize for the background noise today. I've got the ceiling fan on. I've got my little air conditioner behind me going, and the washing machine's going back there. Today is my chore around the house day, so I get all the laundry done. I get sweeping, vacuuming, taking care of the animals, all that stuff going. And I'm going to show you some footage of what I've got going as far as growing my flock for the chickens, and plans for another source of off-grid power that I'm in the works of getting done. So it's going to take me a little while, but either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank y'all very much. Be safe. Enjoy the video. They're having a lot of trouble trying to figure out that they can commingle. So dumped a little of the layer pellets out on the ground and around it, try to get them to scratch some, and they went to their feeder that barely had anything in it, that was knocked over. That one was laid over empty, and the water was laid over empty, so I grabbed a couple of them and showed them the big water over here. Put some water in their thing. They went to the little thing, so I'm trying to get them to drink out of the big one. They've got to get brave enough to run over there and get water when they want it, because they attack the water when I come out. Like they haven't had it all day because the big chickens knock it over. So and they're just happy digging dry spots and taking their dust bath. Throw some out for them. It gets them excited usually, and let them. I was thinking the area wasn't big enough, but I believe it really is. They just need to learn to share a little bit. See, I'm still going for the starter boost feed instead of the layer crumbles, but I don't think I'm going to give them any more of it. I'm just going to give them layer crumbles. They're old enough. They've had a good enough start. Because I need the layer crumbles for what's in the incubator, since the hens decided not to sit. So we'll take these 4 and put them in there with the others, and next weekend I'll probably candle them and see which ones are fertile and which ones are not, and see how many I can incubate. So I'll show y'all the incubator in just a few minutes. And this is what I'll be doing for the next several days after work, coming out when I have time and can. we knocked some of these bushes down, and see there's poison ivy in that raised bed that was all thornless blackberries. In just 2 years it grew up like that. So I'm gonna get some spray, and I know a lot of y'all don't agree with it, but I'm going to kill off all this dadburn privy that takes over everything, and that poison ivy. The rose bushes managed to stick through just a little bit. Got a couple of roses that are starting to come out, so I need to get all the weeds from around it so it can flourish or thrive, whatever. But see all the bushes? The problem I'm having is that Privian mess is growing out. I'm 20 feet at least away from my fence line, and I want to prune this big tree back, but I need a bucket truck to do it. But all these others that are on the fence line or on this side, I need to get cut down. So my son-in-law helped me. He did most of it. Cut back a bunch of that Privian limbs that was out here. And I know it's the wrong time of year, but it is what it is. I pruned these pear trees back a lot too, because they were so loaded with little pears it was going to break them again this year. So I went ahead and cut a bunch, and I'll get out here this week and drag them. You see that middle branch is cut. And I cut the top side of it because it's just going to break it. It got too big, and so did that one, broke last year. So that's what got me to going. My nectarine tree's got some blooms on it, some leaves coming up. Peach tree's got a few peaches on it over here, both of them. Don't know if they'll grow to maturity, but at least it's got a couple of dozen or more. I got to get up all these limbs and things we cut. We'll drag them back behind this pile and make another pile back there. When I get the tractor going, or the bush backhoe, I will push it all up into a pile and let it rot. As far as these pear trees, the pears are already shriveling that was on here. It's only been 2 days, so I'm gonna let it lay there a little longer. But I need to get more blueberry bushes. Out of 8, only 2 made it, so these 2 seem to be doing very well. I need to finish the row out between them again like I had it. So, a lot of little chores to do around the property. And that's just a start of what I got to get done. Yeah, I got the adults locked out of the pen for right now, just so the babies can learn to walk around and get water. And I think that one's fixing to get water. Let's see. Nope, it got over there to its waterer, but they will in a few minutes. They'll figure it out. Alright, so it's going to start beeping. It's irritating, but I want to show y'all what I've got going on here. I've got way more eggs on the counter than I'm going to eat. So let's take that. And I've got room for more, but I think this is all I'm going to do in one try until I get them candled anyway. So we'll see. Alright, I know the sun's bright, but I'm going to show y'all this. There's the one that's painted orange is the bottom section. And then that next piece right next to the orange one is the top section, because the reduced end has been cut off. And then 3 regular sections. So 49.5 feet, roughly 50-foot tower. This was a, oops, sorry, let me get y'all set up out of the sunshine. This was a 50-foot, 200, oh Lord, I'm getting my hand all in the camera. All right. This was a 200-foot tower that the city owned, and they took the tower down. So one of my son-in-laws works for them, without naming it, and some of the employees got to break it up into like 50-foot pieces each. And anyway, he gave it to me because I've been wanting a tower for a while, but as y'all know, they're not cheap. They're not free usually, but this one was. So I'm going to get it. I'm going to stack it off here for right now, and sometime in the next week or so I'll plan to take the bolts out, put the pieces together, which 50 feet is a very long way. Let me see if I can aim this down a little bit. It's more than that. I'm guesstimating it's about this far. We'll see when I get it put together. I can see the boats in the picture, so I assume y'all can see me the whole time. But we'll see when I get it all laid out and get it put together. But it's a long tower. And CB base station antenna is 18 feet. So if you add the 50, I'm going to put 2 to 3 feet in the ground in concrete. Add the 18 feet there, just rounding off. It's going to be about 65 feet from the ground to the top. FCC regulations are no more than 50 feet above the highest structure around. So the house is about 16 feet, I think, 14 to 16 feet to the peak, but I'm not putting it on the house because my plans are to add on to that side. 2-car garage, big workshop, upstairs loft for the water storage eventually. So we'll just see if that ever happens. But I'm gonna put it by this wood building here because even though I need to do some upgrades and repairs to it, aim y'all back up. Sorry, been talking to my fat belly all this time. Even though I need to do upgrades to it, I don't plan on getting rid of the building. I've got it wired. It's got its own panel box, and I'm going to turn the room on the other end of this building into a cooler, which is going to be starting pretty soon. So I've got to get that room cleaned out, and unfortunately, if it was just regular junk stored in there, it wouldn't be that big a deal. I could do it in the afternoon all by myself, no big deal. The problem is I've got all this 24-inch ceramic tile, enough to do my entire house plus some, stored in there. And that means I have to move it, and it's very heavy, so it wears you out moving it all by yourself. But my daughter wants some of it to do her kitchen and all, so we're going to give her some. And that still leaves me more than enough to do the part of the house that I actually want the ceramic tile in. So I've got to get it moved, and in order to get it moved, it's going to take me a while, unless someone comes and helps, which happens every once in a while. But either way, I need to get the tile moved and then get all the other junk out. There's a big china cabinet in there that we had stuff stored in that's probably going to go to the burn pile because it's not worth me trying to save it. And then I've got some shelving and some plastic chest storage containers that's got medical supplies and stuff in there that I need to get out. Now, that entire room is insulated. As far as the walls are insulated, the ceiling is insulated. So it's not going to be a perfect cooler, but that's not my plan. I'm not planning on running this thing all the time, but I'm going to use a window unit, and a lot of people use these CoolBot things, which are great if you want to spend that money for it. But I'm going to use, since I'm in the business, a different thing to control the air conditioner to make it run longer and pull the temp down and all that stuff. So I'm going to try that, and worst comes to worst, I'll go with CoolBot. But I actually have a couple of units available if I needed to, but I don't want to go that route. I wanted to stay with 110 volt if I can. So that room's going to turn into a walk-in cooler. This building's going to stay here, and the tower I'm going to put right about where this camera is sitting right now, about 3 feet behind you, at the corner of this building, and that puts me about 25 feet or so from the power supply room on the back of the house, which is where the batteries and the the inverters and the charge controllers and all are in there. Solar power comes in from there, because this tower is going to serve a couple of different purposes. One, it's going to be the CB antenna is going to be on top of it, so I'm going to be able to reach out further. And two, I'm planning on putting 2 smaller wind turbines on there, one on each side with the arms that stick out, so that I'll have wind power to supplement the solar power, and that way I won't have to run that power wire that far. And then I'm also going to move the digital TV antenna off the other corner of the house over to this side and run it up that pole and put it on there as well. So the tower is going to serve multiple purposes. It's a heavy duty and large enough tower to where you can actually climb it if you want to climb it. I'm not that fond of heights especially, but either way, that's the goal. I don't even know. Yeah, we're at 7 minutes on this part of the video. So guys, I appreciate it. If you will, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I don't know what's going on with the YouTube, or whether it's my videos and people just don't want to see. I don't know, but the numbers went up to 102 and then down to 101, and now it's down to 100. It's just going to hover there for a little while, I guess, and that's fine. I know I'm not for everybody, but I'm trying to show people and motivate people on how they can be better prepared when crap hits the fan, not if but when. So, you know, this is one of those steps that's going to help me get there, just because the tower is going to be used for the wind turbine to help supplement my off-grid power. So, you know, little baby steps. Just keep doing little baby steps every time you can, preferably daily. If you do something small daily to help increase your practical preparedness for whatever it is you're preparing for, whether it's economic collapse or World War III or, you know, whatever, EMP, nuclear, whatever it is that you're most worried about, depending on where you live, try to do a little something every day to increase your odds of being able to survive it. So guys, I do appreciate it. Remember the 2 things I always tell you: Jesus loves you, and so do I. Y'all have a great day. Be prepared. All right, quick update. I know I don't have it all put together, but it's laid out. And let me back up. From here, I can't see the camera. From here out, this is 50 feet. So, any of you guys want to come volunteer to help dig a hole, stand the tower up, mix concrete, fill a 3x3 or 4x4 and 2 or 3 feet deep hole with concrete, hit me up. I'll expect a flood of emails. Woohoo. Y'all be good.